If you're excited for Chicago Bears football, like this video. Come on, hit that like button. We're trying to get to 1,500 likes on today's show. The NFL is back, football's back, the Bears are back. Week 1, just a handful of days away. Hit that like button if you are fired up. I'm Harrison Graham. Coming up on today's show, the Bears released their Week 1 depth chart for Green Bay. So we will take a look at that. I've got some takeaways I'm going to break down. I think some questions appeared to be answered. Others, read into it how you want. I don't think just because they released the depth chart as it is now doesn't mean things couldn't be different come game time on Sunday at 3:25 Central Time. Okay, the first thing I noticed was Nathan Peterman listed as QB2, and I kind of thought it was trending in this direction as Matt Eberflus declined to comment on Monday when asked who's going to be the backup quarterback. He said, we're still working through that. The minute they brought Peterman back, that told me he would be the backup to start the year. Now, that's the key, to start. Not long-term, not for the entire season even, I don't think, but this shouldn't be that shocking, and here's why. Tyson Bagent has never even gone through a week of real game prep before. The backup quarterback has to help in the game planning, has to be a resource for the starting quarterback. Doesn't mean Bagent can't be that by week 3, by week 4, but he literally has never done it before. So I'm not surprised to see this. I would not be surprised if on Sunday Peterman is the number 2 and Bagent is the emergency number 3, technically inactive, but of course the new rules, if both Fields and Peterman were to get hurt, he could play. This should not surprise me. I know the title is Surprise Takeaways. This is not one of those. I don't think you should be surprised that Nathan Peterman is listed as the 2 with Bagent as the 3. Now, what do you guys think? Who should be the number 2 quarterback right now? Type NP for Nathan Peterman or TB for Tyson Bagent. You could talk me either way for week 1. Now, if you're asking me a month from now, I hope the answer is Bagent because I hope that means they feel comfortable enough with him because he's the guy you're developing. We know what Nathan Peterman is. We're hoping Tyson Bagent becomes this guy you really develop and is a high-level backup in this league. So NP for Peterman, TB for Bagent. For now, I'm fine if it's Peterman. A month from now, let's revisit the conversation. Okay, let's go to the running back position. Foreman listed as the number 2. D'Onta Foreman there. I'm mildly surprised about this one. You look at the running back position as a whole. Obviously, Khalil Herbert's your starter, but I think Roschon Johnson has showed me more during the preseason and in training camp than D'Onta Foreman has. Now, at the same time, I don't know if you should put a huge amount of stock into this one. A, it's not for the starting running back. We know who that is. And B, just because Foreman's listed as the 2 does not mean he's going to get more carries and touches than Roschon. Now, does that mean he might get an opportunity in the game before Roschon? Perhaps. I think it depends. If it's a third down situation, I think Roschon could get in there first, but we'll have to wait and see. I think it's going to be ride the hot hand in a lot of ways, and sometimes that's going to include Khalil Herbert. Like if Roschon or Foreman's having a better game, they're going to ride with that hot hand. So it's a running back by committee. Herbert's your 1. I think after that, it's kind of, take it with a grain of salt in terms of what the depth chart says. Okay, let's go to the offensive line. This is kind of the big one I wanted to see how it was listed out. For now, Lucas Patrick listed as the starting center. This is your depth chart at this point in time with Braxton Jones, your left tackle. Cody Whitehair is listed as the starting left guard with Teven Jenkins on IR. Lucas Patrick listed as the starting center over Dan Feeney. I wondered if maybe Feeney could be listed as that starter. Nate Davis and Darnell Wright, your right guard and right tackle, with Dan Feeney, your backup center, Tyree Carter as your swing guard, Larry Borum as your swing tackle. I imagine for Patrick, it's a bit of a shortish leash. I mean, he's been injured a lot. If they don't like how he's playing, or obviously if he gets banged up, Dan Feeney's going to be ready to go. You traded for him for a reason. Now, I'm still not ruling out the possibility Feeney plays some on Sunday if Patrick struggles, or hell, maybe he starts. Maybe he has a better week of practice. Who knows? I think it'll be Patrick. He's been here. He knows all the calls to make at this point in time. But that Feeney addition was for a reason, and I think we're going to see him playing at some point. BetUS, the place to go to bet on all week 1 action. Chatsports.com/Bears, promo code BEARDOWN. By the way, little tip. A lot of money is going to start coming in on Detroit with Travis Kelce maybe not playing and Chris Jones not playing. I still like the Chiefs. I would take the Chiefs and the points there in that one. But get an account created today, chatsports.com/Bears, promo code BEARDOWN. This one's tight, man. Bears 1-point favorite, over under 43 points. So they're basically saying the Bears are going to win 22-21. Now, I would take that. I don't care how the Bears win. This rivalry has been so one-sided in Green Bay's favor for 2 decades that I don't really care how it happens. So give me the Bears winning at home. Let's go. The irony of this is my prediction was 24-23 Bears. So 1-point favorite, maybe that's ended up how it plays out. Okay, let's go special teams. Returner roles defined. I think we kind of knew where this is headed after they signed Trent Taylor to be the punt returner. He is listed as the starting punt returner. And then Velus Jones Jr., your starting kick returner. Obviously, your other 3 specialists, we know that. But I think the second part of this equation is the more intriguing part, right? You've got your 2 returners. Well, considering it's not the same person at kick and punt returner, here's the question. If they're both active on game day, which if they're listed as the starting kick and punt returner, I would assume that's the case, especially Trent Taylor. He's going to return punts. I think Velus will be active in returning kicks. Which wide receivers are inactive, at least to start the year? Tyler Scott, Equinemius St. Brown, both? Because you already have DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, Velus Jones, and Trent Taylor. That's 5 receivers. You could have both Scott and EQ inactive. Now, if you could carry 6 active on game day, could they go for EQ over Tyler Scott? I'd rather have Tyler Scott active because he's a guy you can throw a couple of deep balls to, and he might come down with one, whereas EQ is virtually just a blocker, and Chase Claypool can do that. So very curious to see how that plays out on Sunday. Over the course of a season, injuries pile up. We get that. But if everyone's healthy, I'll be very fascinated to see which receivers are inactive this week. So what do you think? Take a guess at it. Who's inactive this week? Type TS for Tyler Scott, EQ for Equinemius St. Brown, or B for both. Could be both. A lot of teams just have 5 guys active on game day. So we'll have to wait and see. Certainly some decision-making that the Bears have to make. Okay, final takeaway here, and then we'll go through the other depth charts that haven't been flashed on screen just to catch everybody up. Jack Sanborn, the starting Sam linebacker. I wondered if maybe Noah Sewell could be listed as the backup Will linebacker here, or backup Sam, or starting Sam linebacker here, but that is not the case. Tremaine Edmonds, your middle. TJ, your Edwards, your Will linebacker. Jack Sanborn, your Sam linebacker, with Noah Sewell and Dylan Cole as your backups. I still think that Noah Sewell is going to get to play some, but they're going to lean on Sanborn for now to be that number 3 backer at this point in time, and that's just where it goes. But I think Noah Sewell will rotate in. He'll certainly play on special teams, and that is exciting. Just to flash other positions that we didn't discuss in my takeaways. Wide receiver, no real changes. Your top 3 there, obviously, Moore, Mooney, Claypool. It doesn't really list out 4 through 6 specifically, but Tyler Scott, Velus Jones, EQ, and Trent Taylor, your other receivers there. Tight end, very simple. Cole Kmet, Robert Tonyan, Mercedes Lewis. No surprises there, as it's been that way since Lewis has signed. Defensive line, Yannick Ngakoue, DeMarcus Walker, your starting edges. Andrew Billings, Justin Jones, your defensive tackles. Pickens, the backup nose. Dexter, the backup defensive tackle. Then you've got Dom Robb, Rasheem Green, and Khalid Kareem is your backup edge rushers. Corner, same 6 it's been for a while now. Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, who's playing nickel. Terrell Smith, Jalen Jones, and Josh Blackwell as your backups. And then safety, Eddie Jackson, Jaquan Brisker. Obviously, they've been banged up. We'll see what the injury report looks like tomorrow, but they're your starters. Elijah Hicks, Quindell Johnson as your backup safeties at those spots. All right, biggest surprise on the Bears depth charts. Maybe you think it's Tyson Bagent. Maybe you think it's somewhere else like Deontay Foreman as RB2. If you had to pick one spot, what was the biggest surprise on the Bears depth chart? All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Remember, like this video, 5 days away from kickoff against the Packers. Get the FGBs rolling. Let's get 1,500 likes if you want to kick the Packers' ass in week 1. We'll see you soon.